Hey guys, in this video, let's try to classify the data structures. And there are two main types of data structures. First of all, one is primitive data structures, and another one is abstract data structures, otherwise called as abstract data type. Okay, I'll explain this word abstract. Please hold on. And these primitive data structures are somewhat familiar to you. They are nothing but the int, float, character, double, and if you are in familiar in Dart, you can also have boolean, right? Bool. So these are the famous primitive data types, okay, and you know the meaning of them, right? So you know what is integer, floating point variable, character, a double, which is similar to floating point, and bool, which can have only two values, true and false, right? What do you mean by abstract? So it is the very important data structure, a type of structure that we are going to discuss in this course, okay? Because you know the operations of int, float, char, and all, okay? You know integer can perform addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. You know that, right? Abstract. So abstract data structure. Abstract means something which is apparent and it is not deep. Uh, a good example may be an ATM machine. It is abstract, right? Because you know how to use that machine, but you don't know what is inside that machine, what is exactly happening inside the machine. The automated teller machine will give you money, will fetch you money, but you might not be able to see what is exactly happening inside that ATM machine when you try to fetch your money, right? That is an example for abstraction. You can actually perform it without knowing what is inside, okay? That's an example for abstraction, right? You can perform certain operations without knowing how the operations are performed. That is a very good concept of loop, right? So abstract data structures, this can also be said as a non-primitive type, okay, right? And this is again classified as linear, non-linear, okay. The word linear means it is stored sequentially, okay? Stored sequentially, I mean the data is stored sequentially, whereas non-linear means, of course, it is not stored sequentially, it is stored in a random order, the data, right? And linear can also be classified into two again. One is static, another one is dynamic. There is no classification for non-linear, right? Okay. So static, again, I refer to array. Okay, arrays are static data structures, right? And they are also linear. Dynamic, again, three types are there. Linked lists, which is very important, and we're going to discuss about that in this course. Queue, which is very similar to your data structure. Stack, okay, which is an interesting stuff. Linked list, queue, and stack. Non-linear are trees and graphs, which will involve a lot of terminologies, but don't worry, by the end of this course you'll be familiar with all those terminologies, right? So this is the mind map that I could draw about data structures: primitive and abstract, non-primitive, then linear, non-linear. Linear, we have static, dynamic, and non-linear are trees and graphs. So we'll be discussing on, we'll start from array and we will move on to stacks, then we'll move on to queue, then we'll move on to linked lists, and we'll see about trees and graphs. We'll also see some algorithms, okay, some basic algorithms to access those elements in this particular data structures, okay. So that's the overview of this particular course. Thanks a lot, guys.